Same thing with three betting, no calling. This is actually a very good one too, because you see a lot of mistakes with it. Like you see, because it's just not intuitive to play. If you have 30 bigs and you're facing a small free bet, because usually sizings are smaller, it feels really stupid to be folding like queen jack suited and that type of hand. But as a general rule, it will serve you much better if you go for the idea that you just are not looking to be playing calling ranges with like 30 to 40 bigs versus three bets in general. Because in that scenario, in GPV, what happens is that you're playing a lot of marginal equity and EV hands to protect your range from being exploited. And it's very easy for those marginal hands to become losing with the risk premium on top of that. And also, since it's quite realistic and quite common for bigger stacks to overdo three betting, the way to punish people who three bet a lot is to just four bet into them. That's just a very fundamental approach, very general approach, not even related to ICM, just how it works. And on the flip side, big stacks get to call a lot more, they get to open a lot more. Similar stuff to what we already spoke. Even as a big stack, if you're opening a lot, you're still looking for blockers in these scenarios before you expand into connectors. You know, hijack opening ace 3-0, still opening suited, but just the general way to widen. And here you have big blind defense. That's also pretty funny. If you're a big stack in the big blind in a high risk premium scenario, as a general rule, you can probably defend more than GPV in the same scenario. However, in order to make it work, in order to actually make money, you also have to be aware what to do post flop. And that's an entirely different topic. It's very long, but just as a primer, if you're a big stack and you call big blind and the other guy has a lot of risk premium versus you, you get to do a lot of leading. You get to do a lot of maybe unnatural pressure. So one thing to keep in mind is not just to go tomorrow and you're a big stack and you start calling everything, but sure, you can do that, but make sure to understand how to actually put the pressure on, because the strategy will be different. Yeah, no calling versus three bet is very easy to implement and makes your game so much easier. It's just, the other thing is no calling versus three bet when you're playing four bet fold. Also psychologically, I believe, impacts your position on the table pretty well, because somebody tries to three bet you and you four bet it, four bet jam, and if this happens 2 times, they're not going to be three betting you very light unless they're a maniac. But just in general, don't go three bets out of position. Yes, sir. Yeah.